Hello and welcome to the old Fliers. Yves Rossy was the first man to successfully fly horizontally for 6 minutes using 4 jet engines and a wing strapped to his back. That was in Beck, Switzerland in 2006. He was quoted as saying, "The idea is to have fun, not to kill yourself." Good advice. Often referred to as Jetman, Rossy has tested and presented new versions of his jetpacks in high-profile events staged around the world. Rossy's wingsuit system comprised a backpack equipped with a semi-rigid carbon fibre wing with a span of 2.4 metres, powered by 4 JetCat P400 jet engines, modified from large kerosene-fueled model aircraft engines. You can see the full video here. Propelling a man to over 300 km/h through the air takes a fair bit of power. The JetCat 400 turbojet engine was originally designed for the model aircraft hobby market. It produces a thrust of 425 newtons or 96 pounds of thrust. So those 4 he used gave 384 pounds of thrust together. By comparison, Sir Frank Whittle's first successful jet engine, the Powerjet's W1 Turbojet, produced 1,000 pounds of thrust during its initial flight in the Gloucester E28/39 in 1941. The Gloucester weighed 1,700 kilos. Rossy weighed 10% of that. A wide variety of JetCat engines are available from their website. The model name relates to the power in newtons. RC modelers choose the appropriate engine size for their aircraft. Ali Machinsky of Hobby Hub shows how the engine arrives.
I'm going to start off looking at the most exotic and usually the most expensive part of a turbine package, and that is the actual gas turbine itself. The turbine that we have here is the JetCat P80, possibly the most widely sold turbine in the world of modelling today. Let's start with looking at the actual turbine unit itself, the big silver shiny bit here. What we have here is, as I said, a JetCat P80. 80 represents the newtons of thrust that it produces. In a pounds term, that's 18 to 20 pounds. They keep upgrading the engines as the design develops, and this particular engine that started off producing 18 pounds, now same size and weight produces 20 pounds. We'll start at the front. This is the all-important bit that's now commonplace, but it's the bit that, like I said earlier, has revolutionised turbine operation. That's the onboard starter. What we have in this capsule here, or the starter module, is an electric motor connected via a Bendix clutch, which is inside there, which is totally isolated from the compressor wheel right now, but on application of the start sequence, we'll actually engage that compressor at the front there, rev the engine up, spin it, rotate the compressor to around about 30,000 RPM, where the engine will then begin its fully automated start process. The 2 inputs that you see there are for fuel and gas. This particular engine is what we call a gas start engine, where it starts on propane, but there is an alternative of kerosene start, but we'll deal with that later on. You have the electrical connectors for the operation system there, also there. This unit here that you can see there is the thermosensor, the temperature sensor. The way that the turbines work, an onboard computer monitors temperature, RPM and fuel flow all of the time to make sure everything's operating correctly.
A channel called Warped explains how they work. A transparent casing was built to show the inner workings of the Brayton cycle: compression, combustion and expansion.
I use jet engines like this in a lot of my projects, mostly because I like extreme, and jet engines are pretty extreme. And since I'm using jet engines in a bunch of upcoming videos, I figured it would only be appropriate to show everybody what's going on inside of a jet engine. So I'm gonna put together a see-through jet engine, start it up, and film it in slow motion. Intake, compression, combustion, and exhaust, all in one continuous cycle. But since you have all these happening in a linear continuous fashion, that makes this a Brayton cycle. A Brayton cycle is simply compression, combustion, expansion equals volume. Overall, the way these jet engines work is pretty simple. The air enters the intake here, gets compressed by the compressor. That compressed air moves through the stator into the combustor, where it gets mixed with fuel, gets ignited, creating heat and expanding gases, which come out the back of the engine, push the turbine wheel, powering the compressor to complete the cycle, as well as producing thrust.
Digital RC posted a video showing F-16 Fighting Falcon models operating with JetCat turbines. To close, here is Yves Rossy and Vince Raffet flying alongside an Emirates A380, their JetCat P400 turbojets, doing a wonderful job. The A380 does have its flaps extended to maintain a slower speed.
Well, this task is quite different than what we normally do.
Here we're looking at a human being that has a Kevlar wing strapped to their body with 4 engines and flying in close proximity to an aircraft that is absolutely enormous.
We will be mosquitoes flying with an eagle or a condor.
There are many aspects in terms of preparation going to this task.
When you first heard about it, it was madness. But then as we worked through the process and identified the risks and all the mitigations, it became more of a challenge and opportunity to show our skills. Minimum separation on the A380.
To reduce these risks, there is a lot of preparation.
We take, if you can envisage a bubble, and we place the event inside the bubble. Then we say to the event, do not go outside of that piece of airspace.
And he keeps behind us.
To make sure we got all the shots that we needed and that it was controlled and we understood where every aircraft was in the formation at any particular time, we had to choreograph every single sequence. So every straight, every corner, we wanted to understand exactly what was going to happen.
It is very challenging in executing it, just mainly making sure that we're all safe at all times, and the safety obviously is the highest priority.
Yeah, it was at 15 and So was it able to operate inside that confined airspace? The answer to that was yes. Can it be done safely? Answer to that, yes. So then we looked at the Jetman operation to see, okay, with the performance criteria and what they're looking at in following this, are they able to operate in what we call a confined area? They replied and said yes.
Job. Nice. Okay.
Jetman's endurance is only 10 minutes maximum, and he was having to use very high power settings to maintain formation with the 380. Every filming opportunity was maximized, so we storyboarded the entire sequence.
Fly with the A380, it's this big machine. We never flew with it before. We train ourselves as much as possible, but then when we exit the helicopter, there is this little part of unknown.
At any one time, there were up to 4 aircraft plus the 2 Jetman pilots that were operating in this airspace.
A good thing is that we have radio communication between Captain Abbas in his cockpit and direct in our helmet.
I need to know his positions, his moves, where he's about, and obviously he has to know, since I'm the leader, what is my next move.
We have to be sharp, safe, and get back a lot of pictures.
For this to be a first, we had to make sure that we ticked all the boxes as regards safety is concerned, which we did, to ensure that the end result was something that the Emirate of Dubai, Emirates Airline, Jetman Operations, and Dubai Civil Aviation Authority can be proud of and say it's a job well done by everyone concerned.
Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to encourage new material.